Hello everybody and welcome back. Omega Given here. So, there is new update to A Township Tale. Well, not actually an update to the game, but update from Alta about A Township Tale and their goals. So, we're going to cover that, and just for anyone that's new, welcome on in. Thanks for joining. We cover a lot of A Township Tale content because I love the game. It's a VR RPG game. So, if you have not played it and you have a quest, I'd suggest getting it. You'll get a solid 40 hours out of it. It's only $10. Super fun game. And it's, it's updating very slowly over time, and it's just really fun. But let's get to their announcement. So let me switch on over to my desktop view over here. We have a new announcement, which is this from Glenn at Township Tale, or at Alta. Hello, one of our many steps in increasing transparency with our community is now here. Derek Proud, our head of production, will answer your questions during the first Discord Q&A session. Derek Proud is a producer with over 20 years experience in computer games and was working on franchises like Harry Potter, Destroy All Humans, and Big Beach Sports. He's worked on most consoles, handhelds as well, and PC games. Yeah. And is working on his first VR games here at Alta. So this is going to be fun. So, head of production is going to maybe answer some questions. We'll see. And feel free to ask any questions related to the game, its development and plans, and we'll try to answer them in the upcoming Q&A channel later this month. I mean, this is probably going to be a text-based kind of thing. So they have 3 new channels in their Discord. We got the Q&A question section where people can ask all their questions. You can just see the questions are just pouring in because people want questions and they might have answers. We have Q&A discussion. I guess it's just people that are discussing already what's already asked. And then we have the Q&A answers, which is yet to been added to. But it seems like it's going to be a weekly thing, as if you scroll to the very top of the Q&A section, it has Derek joined us recently. He's our first to answer your questions. Please let us know who should we invite next. I'm wondering if who from the team they should invite next, because I would love to jump on some kind of call with you guys there at Alta, because I don't know, I just think it'd be really fun to have a nice little discussion with you guys, just like a little podcasty kind of thing, just talk about the past, talk about the present, what you're doing, and we'll talk about the future maybe. Because I have 5 questions I will totally ask at the end of this video that I'll probably put in here. But yeah, so let's look at this. So we got lots of questions. To be honest, I think a lot of these questions are redundant. I've read through a bunch of them already. It's just basically people are just wondering about updates. Of course, we want more content. Yes. If you did not know, it has 2 versions of the game. There's PC VR and then there's Quest. And the Quest is very dumbed down. It's very simple because it's hard to put a whole game on one of these things. So a whole big game on one of these things. So PC VR has the combat trials, which is basically a dungeon. It has a forest kind of biome where you can go in and venture and kill some deer and hunt them down, kill other worms, do stuff like that. But then Quest does not have those dungeons, and it does not have the forest, which is the 2 bigger updates that it doesn't have compared to PC VR. So people are asking, when are they going to get those updates? And also just other things. It's when are we going to get some more meaningful things? Because the last update we've gotten was basically the Christmas update, and then before that was a tower update on the Quest, which, PC VR already had all that stuff. And so there's just a lot of redundancy of just asking those kind of questions. But I have 5 questions here for you, Alta, if you're watching. For any of you, my questions are: what does the next 1-year roadmap look like for Alta? They have answered this question, but it was very vague in the past. Their answer was look at the feedback board, because their feedback board has what they're planning on working on, what they're currently working on, what they finished. And I think that covers months, not year. I'm just wondering what their goal is for a year. And then my second follow-up question is, what does the next 5 years look like for Alta? So this is 1 year for A Township Tale, actually. That's what I want to ask. And what's your 5-year goal for Alta, the company? Because sometimes company and game are separate, technically. The company could actually go and work on a new game if they want, or they could go on to other projects. And, well, A Township Tale, to be honest, who knows? Maybe it's just a game as it is just support it and keep playing. But maybe they want to venture on A Township Tale 2 or something like that. I don't know, who knows? So I'm just wondering what the next 5-year roadmap looks like, especially since 5 years technology is going to increase and we'll see many things change in the landscape of VR, and who knows what's going to happen. All right, third question. Is Alta still looking to hire, and if so, what kind of talent are they looking for? This is a question because I remember about a couple years ago when Quest was coming out, they were doing a big hiring spree. I think they had 20 new members or something like that onto their team, which is a lot of developers. I'm on a development team myself. I'm a software engineer. And I gotta say, training 20 new people is a task. It is a very big task. But now that it's been a couple of years, I'm kind of wondering how that process has become into. Like, are they still hiring? Are they still training? Or is things just not syncing well with new hires? So I'm just wondering how that process looks, and if they're actually looking for new talent, and if that new talent is they want experienced or not. Something like that. My fourth question, what does the finished state of the game look like in their eyes? Because I feel like there is a point where a game just needs to be finished. Like, just be like, this is the state of the game that we would like it to be in. And then anything after that would be, like, basically pleasant updates. Things that, like, add something to the game, DLC content, that just makes the game more enhanceable and more fun. But it's really, essentially, fine just as is. And that's kind of wondering, what does that image look like to their eyes? This is probably a really good question for some of the original people like Boromir and I can't remember the other guy's name at the moment, but that's okay. And then what my final question is, will Alta develop any future games? So yeah, very broad spectrum questions, because I think most other people have covered the other questions, and I kind of want to do this. And if you people at Alta want to jump on a call and like we just, I don't know, I would literally just ask you these same questions so you can have prepared answers and we could just discuss them a little bit. I'm always free to do that kind of stuff. I love that kind of thing, just talking to other developers and seeing how they're doing, and I just think it's really fun to just get to see a little peep into the life of a company. And especially since I work at software development companies and such. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like, subscribe. Hopefully you guys have questions for yourself. You can ask them in the Discord. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.